When these politicians and anti-gun groups say they want common sense gun control, or they just want to compromise, or some variation of this amorphous ass statement, understand that it is a lie. They don't want compromise. They want to ban guns. And the mayor of Philadelphia is about to prove it.
But we live in America, and we have the Second Amendment, and we have the Supreme Court of the United States telling everybody they can carry a gun wherever they want. It's like Dodge City. I mean, so like we have to come to grips with what this country is about right now. I mean, I was in Canada 2 weeks ago, never thought about a gun. The only people I knew had guns up in Canada were police officers. And that's the way it should be here.
What's the mayor doing about this?
If I had the ability to take care of guns, I would. But the legislature won't let us. The U.S. Congress won't let us. The governor does the best that he can. Our attorney general does the best that he can. But this is a gun country. It's crazy. We're the most armed country in the world history, and we're one of the least safest. So, you know, until Americans decide that they want to give up the guns and give up the opportunity to get guns, we're going to have this problem. I'm waiting for something bad to happen all the time. So I'll be happy when I'm not here, when I'm not mayor, and I can enjoy some stuff.
I want you to keep in mind that he is criticizing the Supreme Court for saying that people are allowed to have a permit to carry a firearm for general self-protection. Gun violence in Philadelphia isn't coming from the people with concealed carry permits. It's coming from criminals. Stop using the actions of criminals to justify taking guns away from the law-abiding. 2 cops get shot by criminals, and now you're attacking the people's right to carry a gun for protection? As I always say, they'll start with one law, and then something else will happen, and they'll want another, and then another law. Crazy thing is, in this case, he doesn't even think you should be allowed to carry a handgun for protection. This is why I say it'll never stop at so-called reasonable gun measures, because every gun law is reasonable to them. And to them, every criminal incident justifies passing more of these reasonable gun control laws. And they'll continue to do this on and on until there are no more gun laws to pass, because we don't have any more gun rights to take. Criminals will always find ways to get a gun. But his issue isn't the criminals. In his mind, the mere fact that civilians can have guns at all is his problem. His issue is that he feels he doesn't have any control as a mayor because he has to deal with so many people in his city having guns, whether they're illegal guns or legal guns. He is in a position of power, so that's how he thinks. If criminals are using guns, take the guns away from everyone. Not because it keeps the people safe, but because I can better control a city and not have my day ruined by a criminal using a gun. At that point, they'll just find something else to take away under the guise of safety. He just told you he only wants the police to have guns.
The only people I knew had guns up in Canada were police officers. And that's the way it should be here.
How is that not about control? For crying out loud, his example of the perfect country is Canada. A place where they literally just banned the sale of handguns. And according to him, only the police have handguns, which, personally, I don't know where he got that from because it's not true. If the police and criminals are the only people with guns, that means the citizens have to rely solely on the police for their protection. And even if we wanted to do that, we can't, because the police are clearly also getting shot at. Even if the criminals didn't have guns, you think that's gonna stop them from trying to kill people? When your life is in the hands of someone else, that person controls you. And that's exactly what they want. Control. This is why a lot of politicians don't like to speak off the cuff. Because when in doubt about what to say, they tell you the truth.
If I had the ability to take care of guns, I would. Until Americans decide that they want to give up the guns and give up the opportunity to get guns, we're going to have this problem.
He has since tried to walk this statement back, but when he was in a position to tell you exactly how he really feels, he just told you he wants to ban guns. Not scary assault weapons, so to speak. He doesn't just want universal background checks. He wants to ban guns. He just said it. Until Americans give up their guns. This isn't new though. Politicians have been saying this for decades.
If I could have gotten 51 votes in the Senate of the United States for an outright ban, picking up every one of them, Mr. and Mrs. America, turn them all in, I would have done it.
And for the record, America is not one of the least safe countries in the world. I'm pretty sure he's referencing the US rankings and Global Peace Index. This was debunked as false, where they found that the Global Peace Index is not a straightforward measure of safety, and under the section on social safety and security, the US performed considerably better than its overall ranking, placing 59th out of 163 countries and territories. We have over 400 million guns in this country with over 300 million people, and in 2020, 19,000 people were murdered with a gun. That is literally 0.00633% of the population in this country. America is not the least safe country in the world. To be fair, Philadelphia has always had a violence problem, not just a gun problem. This mayor inherited this problem, but I don't feel sorry for him because, as my mom always used to say to me, you made your bed, now lie in it. You're not gonna bang your way out of this problem. It's not like this violence is happening all throughout Philly. The vast majority of it is taking place in very specific places with very stereotypical socioeconomic circumstances. It was already bad, and the way a lot of these left-leaning cities handled their economy during COVID made it 10 times worse. It's easy to blame the guns because the idea of rolling up your sleeves and dealing with the root cause of this mess that goes on in the inner city where the vast majority of this violence comes from is daunting. But what you're not gonna do is try to weasel your way out of it by denying the two-way rights of people who aren't engaging in this violence. We didn't force you to be a mayor. Your own ambition did. So I tell you, like my mom always told me once again, you made your bed, now lie in it. Oh, and for those who don't know, like I said before, we have the I'm the Militia hats on the store right now. As you can see, I've always wanted it in a hat form. We have them now, and then there's also the if you know, you know, the Second Amendment shirt. We have the Second Amendment written on the inside, but for those who know, they'll know, and for those who don't, you have the perfect shirt to inform them. You know, we talk a lot about empowerment in this country, except for when it comes to the Second Amendment. However, I can't think of anything more empowering than having the most effective tool to protect you and your family. So help me spread this message by liking and sharing this video with everyone you know. And don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment, because the Second Amendment, when it said militia, it wasn't talking about the government. It was talking about you. Also, if you want to know where to find the I'm the Militia shirt and merchandise, click the I'm the Militia link in the description section of this video. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and most importantly, make sure you hit that bell symbol.